Now, like I said, unless you think it would be okay for relatives to start having sex with you and move in with you, like I said, that don't normally happen, right? Right. Even stepdaughters can't move in with their stepdads or half sisters or things like that. I mean, you just can't do all that. Now, you girlfriends are different, right? Of course, right? You want someone to move in with you and trust that you're just dealing with things and trying to do the best you can, right? Now, sometimes, like I said, with the you know catalogs on the floor and the old newspapers. Now, if you have a dog or an animal, that's the way to keep the animal. And again, right? If you watch Kung Fu, walking on paper, right? It's part of a martial arts training method, too. And again, right? It also protects it if you have hardwood floors and you walk on them a lot, right? In a way, too, right? Now, if the female interested in me is really bothered by it, she can pick it up, but if she's really bothered by it, I can also keep it clean for her. You know what I mean? Not a big deal. I'm just right now messing with the people messing with me on YouTube, right? Because they seem the stalker type, they seem the sleeping with the enemy type, and I'm trying to break them of that idea that this matters, right? I can or can't, I don't know, right? If you're a neat freak though, and it's like in sleeping with the enemy, you want everything in a specific place. That's bad. Where you beat your wife when it's not, that's bad. That's not good. Now, true good, all right, doesn't have to explain itself, right? True evil does. That's the problem too, right? But we're all under grace, right? Right. Now, if you're gay, that's not as bad as murdering gay people over being gay, is it? Even if you're a witch, right? Don't drown my ass. Tie me to a damn chair and see if I'll float. That don't work that way. Now I can float with maybe 10 pounds of weight on my body, which is also so equivalent of wearing, steel toe boots or something like that, right? To especially if you're in the military and in the Navy, you did tread water in boot camp and stuff like that. Though your shipmates aren't to throw you overboard, right? You never do that. But if they did, you would say Jesus could just teleport you back on your butt. You know what I mean? If you have to. Right? We're talking hypothetically anyway, because obviously they didn't do that. Did they? No, no. Right. I'm not saying they did, but they did quid pro quo me, right? They did ask me if I was gay 3 times, and I had to say no 3 times, right? They did not train me to be an electrician in the Navy, and they did not have anything to do with my diagnosis of schizophrenia either. No. Sheena Johnson. You neither. You neither. You should all be ashamed of yourself if you did. Even the doctors who thought so, because of them, should be ashamed of themselves. Because you didn't want to ask me anything they could have wrote to Sheena. Am I even aware of it? Which I'm not. By the way, I don't have a clue of what they said to you because I don't speak to my new girlfriend that way. Even if I was angry with her for no reason, which, like I said, even with Mary Bell living with Steven, I wanted to marry Bell. If she give me some, even if she gives Steve some, I don't know who's going to win, lose, or draw, but I'm still playing the game. Until I moved to Georgia, I knew I couldn't go back and forth like I wanted to, right? And it came to a head 7 months later. After, in December around Christmas, she promised to move in with me, and we made love from at least November to December, right? Right. Again. We again. Lasted till September. And then she tells me about the birth weight of Patrick, right? And that's all I can tell you. I know the birth weight of Patrick puts him at being conceived when we were together. Her denial confuses me. Yeah, I can't do nothing about that either. But all I can say is what? The birth weight. So anyway, they're doing something on GMA this morning. It's about 8:51. 67 degrees. A little cooler for March, but it's okay. It kind of does that until April and May, and then starts really warming up around May, June, right? Now, right now, my air conditioner is on, but it's set at 79, right? That's to save, electricity during this time. I got my lights on, of course, right? In the house to see, right? Because, it's a little cloudy today, it looks like outside, too. Now, you know, wash your hands first thing in the morning, unless you have coronavirus in your house. You probably don't, right? Don't worry about that. But do worry, okay, when you go out in public, right? They're telling you to elbow bump instead of fist bump anymore, unless you got gloves on, then it don't matter, right? You can also wear gloves. The face mask, unless it's what? Airborne, don't matter, right? In fact, it can cause it more because you have to touch your face a lot to put it on and off, right? So if you get infected and you touch even a counter and you go to take the mask off, you just got the disease, right? So don't take it for granted. Always wash your hands immediately after coming in from a outing. And again, right, know where you're going, right, know where you've been, right, and pay attention, right. Don't dehumanize people either, right. Now, if you test negative, what? You don't have it. Don't worry about it then, right. If you test positive again, right, you have it, quarantine yourself. But the quarantine only applies to the infected few. If you're not infected and your temperature is 98.8 by now, you're good. Right? Get that too? Don't freak out. Don't be Howie, nor, I don't know. Don't be me. I don't know. You're not me either, right? But that's extremes either way. I don't know. See, I think no weapon formed against me shall prosper. And Howie thinks if he touches anything, he's going to die. Okay. Which are two opposite extremes, right? I don't worry about anything anymore. And he's more worried about everything, right? Including yours, right? But one is faith in God, our maker, and one is paranoia in Satan, our destroyer. But both are part of the society either way. So do not judge Howie falsely for being overprotective of his family, nor me for believing God's going to heal it and fix it and make it better. And not worried about it, right? It's just the opposites, right? In the world too. And this is not wrong for Howie to be concerned, nor is it wrong for me to have faith that I'm going to be okay and make it through it either. They're both ways to deal with it, right? Either way. Be cool to one another.